one. All right. Yay. Class is assembled. All the spirits are here. And listen, folks, doesn't matter what kind of spirit you think you are, either here or over there, you're still a spirit. Welcome. This is a second look, and my co-host, Miss Trina Phoenix, is over there. Hello, Trina. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Wayne, as the clock starts chiming away.
See, there's a lot to this. I mean, there's a science behind this. There is, if you ever take a trip to the Himalayas, which I don't tend to, Tibet, this is how you have to enter into the monasteries.
Yes.
There's a progression, and then there's this sound. And this one is for entering into a deep meditation. I love that. Far out stuff.
So, I'm telling you, I think there's something so powerful with the whole mantras and the chanting and the instruments and the music and violins and pianos. There's something so elementary. It seems like it's one of the most primordial parts of us is our ability to resonate and create frequency, sound.
And I happen to be a big advocate. It's not done today, and it's a shame. There was a time in education, particularly secondary education, where every child was taught how to read music.
Oh, wow.
That isn't done today.
No, I was never taught that.
Yeah, and it's a shame because music is the symmetry and the harmony with mathematics, with magic, nature itself.
I wonder if that's why most females have a math block, because I wonder if they were taught through music first, they would automatically understand math.
Yeah, boy, that is very observant.
I just wonder if that was done on purpose. I literally just saw that's why they didn't want females to learn music. It would give them the ability to process math.
Precisely. And wow. Well, hello everybody. Man, we have a full crowd in here. Trina, Sue G, how are you? We got Lois, David Barry, JH, Queen of Courts. Karen, I will get with you after. I have been busy in a matter that has taken my attention, unfortunately. Rod, good to see you. Robert, Tony, we got a lot of people. Paul P, good to see you. Rod, hello. They're here to see you, Trina. You're much more attractive. I mean, I'm a good-looking guy. I know that, but hey, listen.
They're here to see you, Wayne. I promise you.
No, I mean, I know when exactly how to say it because it's the truth. So I just invoking favor on everybody this day. We just, listen, we all need favor. I don't care what you need. And you know what? You're going to need favor over there.
Yes.
And I really, Trina, I have become more and more convinced listen, if there is a carryover from consciousness on the self-judgment, I don't believe there's any judgment. I think it's
exactly what it is.
Thank you. That you're going to have to begin to figure out that if our mistakes are reminded over in the afterlife, then it would follow logically that what I have sowed here for the next life would be harvested there.
That's kind of the way I was seeing it. When I was young, I used to have visions that I would travel and take people out of dark realms into new realms. And I would have to go through gatekeepers, and but I could take them where they were supposed to go. And then later in life, I kept hearing Valkyrie and like lots of references to Pegasus. So I still haven't fully tapped into all of those past memories, but that was what I was seeing, was that you are your own judge. Yeah. So You will have to deal with what you have created as a creator, because what you create produces a sound. It produces a signal, a frequency.
A color.
And it sends that out to the world and it comes back to you. So when you go to the next realm, you will go with your vibrational match. And that is a reflection of what you are as a being. So you will go where you feel, because your heart is the resonant magnet Torah field. It's where it all emanates from. So what you feel about, you will be about.
You know, as you were just talking, and I'm writing this down right now, and it hit me. So, wow. I mean, it just whoop. So it is going to be your own self-judgment. You will judge yourself. And then as you were talking, what I got, the voice told me, and if you want to know what kind of judge you are, how are you judging yourself today? Are
Yes.
you judging yourself in criticism, condemnation, or are you uplifting yourself and saying, I love myself? Yeah, I made mistakes, but that's what I saw.
It's also bigger than that too. It's how do you judge the world around you?
Oh,
How
and
do you judge others? How do you judge the world around you? Well, how do you feel when you see the world? Can you be neutral? Can you see the polarity and not go into judgment? Can you find a way not to cast judgment upon people? Because we are being triggered right now to see the most utterly disgusting behavior in the universe, to see how we will react.
That's profound. That's profound. I happen to believe it. And as we're sitting here, so wow. I mean, you could literally, if you're going to be honest with yourself because you're going to judge yourself,
Yes.
boy, you know what? There's some things I want to change in my life
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want that kind of judge.
No.
I don't.
No. That's what I'm telling you, Wayne. It's an instant remedy for the entire world if they have this awareness. Because if they fully understood the weight and the measure of their own actions and behaviors, because they will truly condemn their own self. So, I mean, you need to stop behaviors that hurt other people. So, stop doing the things that you will condemn yourself for later. You will never, ever be disappointed for trying things and failing, but to create, to control, to harm, to manipulate, to deceive, to steal, to lie, all these things, you will be your own judge and jury. And your actions are recorded in the energy fields. So it's like a map. The body's like a miracle mastery map of experiences, past and past, all of it's in there. You can get into the body, and the body is a map of everything you've experienced. It has the ability to hold it all. So you will carry that frequency resonance when you move up, because you're gonna go where what you are.
In so many thoughts that you were saying, I was just thinking on here. Number one, it's interesting because the judge that we face is one that now I understand the book that we're reading about the spirits. When the superior spirit said that the angels, the purification process, that's all an angel is, what
Yes.
a spirit that has made it to that. And it was one of the things that they said was that that they had learned to let go of all of their guilt, their judgment, their prejudices.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. I mean,
That's what
whoa. I mean, this is excuse the explicitive, but it's store high in transit. So that's what that word meant. So,
yeah. And this is what they mean when they talk about the nothingness of God. Because if you go 0 point, you become the nothing, because you can process it all, but you don't become it. You become the true observer, but you're intimately connected with all the information, but yet you can remain still. And that's hard to do if you're charged with all this trauma and, stuff. So, and the world is intended to give you a charge. Just being here, you get charged.
Yeah, absolutely, you do.
Of Earth. So with that right there, you've already got one to deal with. It's just processing this planet.
Well, and you and I were talking right before we had come on that I had wrote this down. I said, before the new can take its place, the old must die.
Yes.
And today, so much of our core thinking of how we frame ourselves is really, it's thousands of years old.
Oh, it's way older than that.
And I wonder, Trina, has man purposely done this to ourselves? Because the thing that I keep thinking about, there was a period, they say that the spirits are saying that we're in a quiet period right now, that our ancestors saw what the real universe is. They saw the planets battling each other. The sun wasn't here. They saw Venus come in as a comet. And there was more writings. We see it everywhere. In fact, it's mixed into all of our theology and philosophy of where the spirit worlds were merged with the physical.
Yes. And this whole other planet, solar system, Earth, it's a speck.
Yeah.
in a vast cosmos, in a massive galaxy you can't even perceive.
And we think we're the only ones, right? Like,
and we're so small. It's so funny. It's like, we're so small.
Hey, we got the Earth here. What you talking about now?
Yeah, consciousness is powerful. The spirit, powerful, and it can go anywhere and it can be anything. And that's why I think so many people get trapped into this matrix, because when you die, you think, oh, I got to go back to Earth and I got to make amends and fix this and do that. And you're beating yourself up. And it's like, no, realize this is Harvard. You came here to get your butt kicked. So with that, try to do the best you can. And then when you die, hopefully your vibration is conducive to where you want to arrive.
Well, I've had my butt kicked so many times, I got calluses on my ass, So it's like, okay, so now what? That's when I finally got over the fear of death. Is like, well, if death is, non-remembrance, why do I care? I mean, why do I care?
I don't believe
Oh, no. I mean,
I wish it was that easy sometimes.
Well, I guess if you're, again, we're in the high levels here on Earth. Now, many spirits don't make it. Many leave early because they can't handle it. But the ones that do, coming at this with a whole different attitude now is like, yeah, all right. I learned my lesson from that, but I used to condemn myself, Trina, to the point where it was almost self-loathing.
Yeah, you actually take it on as a definition of yourself. Start to define yourself as that action or as that trauma. And that is a trap.
Yeah.
Straight up a trap. And it is one of the hardest ones to get out of, because our body has the tendency to record the most powerful charges. So when something traumatic or something happens to you, that charge is very powerful. And that's how it becomes your new identity, because it's the strongest charge.
Yeah.
And until you can overcome that charge and bring it into gnosis, information, awareness, but not hold the charge. You have to heal the charge. It's literally a charge in your body, but you can heal it and you can flip the polarity. And all that has to be done with that is you have to go into it and you have to see it from a higher place. And that heals it.
Yes. It changes the color too.
Yes.
You know how you were talking that you saw, I don't know if you said the soul or whatever, that you saw it as orange, and
I see different colors of bodies of human beings when they come in. they come in through these specific like rays, and mine was like golden orange.
Cool.
Gold. And then I saw people coming in purples and people coming in greens, and yeah, all the colors. It's like they were coming through these rays, like stars in a color. It was beautiful. It's beautiful.
I believe we're entering. I don't want to use the term New Age because unfortunately that has been so compromised. I tend to think of it as more as a new epoch.
Could be a quicker way to get to the lower realms, because it's got a lot of denial going on with it, in the fact that it is about love and light, but we are in a shadow world.
Oh, yes. In fact, I did a video on that a year ago called "The Shadow People."
Yeah, I remember that. It was awesome.
They research. They're here.
Yeah,
folks. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Trina, let me pull up something. Last night here in my neighborhood, and give me 1 second. I want to show you some pictures of some of the most remarkable. Well, I'll let you take a look at this. So give me 1 second as he pulls it up. And now I go over here. And then I go over here. You see how I'm doing this? I got the map.
Multitasking and overdrive.
So do you see that?
Yep.
So this is just mine. These are what I call, they're not Siths, but I believe that they are in fact a life form.
I just heard angelic wings.
Yeah. So last night we had a most phenomenal effect that has made the national news.
Wow.
I was able to capture some of this. This was right over my house, and I'll just go through it. These are, Nimbus clouds. Don't get me technically on that, but I think I'm correct. So wait till you see. Look at that.
That's incredible, Wayne. Wow.
And
I took some pictures the other night over my house. It was the night before, and we had these huge rectangular and straight beams of shadow going through the light, and they were going for miles, and they were huge.
Well, I'll tell you what, that came down here. I got the same effect. Let me. So I just. Is this like? This was intense.
That is intense. My goodness.
Wait till you see the effects of what and the light. Our neighbors were all out. The whole street was out because we had this weird flat light color that was permeating. It was strange. My neighbor said it made her feel like she was, her equilibrium was being impacted. We had
I've been feeling like that for 3 days. Like my, the magnetics got really weird, and I feel heavy.
Yeah.
And off balance in my head.
I'm just showing you, these were the most spectacular clouds that they almost looked alive at times. It was really strange. This one I enhanced.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this one is enhanced. That's the normal shot. But I want to show you what happened. Look at that one.
Wow.
It's just so weird. Now it starts getting, let me get these. That's what that cloud looked like. Was a very weird whole thing. And then it started doing this number. And as I get to it, I hope all of y'all are enjoying this. It was just, I want to get to the real stuff. Strange clouds though, aren't they?
Those are very, very ominous clouds.
They were intense. Like they were, like I said, it made the national news. And if I could just get to where I want to go and to show you the light that we were getting, this was the beginning of it.
My God, there's a lot of energy there.
Oh, huge amounts.
Wow.
You see the light starting to come out. How about that?
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
That's the light, folks, that was permeating everything on the ground.
Do you see how you have the black and then it's just illuminated?
Yeah.
That's what was going on here, but they were perfect lines. Look at yours, though.
Wow.
Those are wild. Oh, that is beautiful.
It's just absolutely, the dog was kind of, she couldn't see the shadow that she was casting was weird. And look at that.
So I'm telling you, these shadows are, the light is changing.
Yes, I agree. Look at that.
Yeah, the light, it's changing.
I think this is a saucer right there. I don't know.
Probably right, because that's some powerful energy going on right there with whatever that is.
Aren't they
Powerful.
just amazing clouds? The light was just, look at that. It was like you were saying they were almost alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that. Is that just spectacular? And this is blue sky, folks, believe it or not. It was just that the camera couldn't pick up the contrast.
See, that's weird.
Yeah, the camera was seeing black. And folks, it was blue, I can tell you. But that's what everyone was. Look at that. It was just.
Wow. That looks like a different light source to me.
Yeah, it does. And look at the strange cloud right there. I don't know what that was. It
almost looks like an elephant.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I swear, you can see the trunk and I can see an elephant.
So anyway, there's the,
my daughter, when she was a baby, when she was just learning to talk, she had an invisible friend. And as soon as she could start to speak, that's what she would call it, is her elephant. And it would make her laugh. Oh man, I couldn't make her laugh the way this thing could make her laugh. She belly laughed when she was like not even 3 months old. And they said that babies can't belly laugh when they're that little. I could never get her to do it, but this elephant thing could.
It had to be. I wonder if that's her spirit guide,
It had to be, but Wayne, whatever it was hilarious because she was, laughing so hard. It was hilarious. I was like, oh my God. And she'd watch it in her swing and she'd just start giggling. And then she'd start giggling harder. And then she'd just start laughing. And then she would laugh so hard she'd get the hiccups.
Oh my. Now,
an infant.
So for me, I now realize something is that she was seeing exactly, most likely it was her spirit guide. Or
a very playful, happy spirit that wanted to keep her in joy.
Or a distant relative.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
I don't know, but she called it her elephant. So that was unique that was what she called it.
Interesting. You see, I think this is what we're missing. I told you as well, I just found out today, and it was actually through one of the folks in the community that said that Rosemary Gully had passed unexpectedly over. And she was the one, of course, I think she's written probably over 20 books on the spirit realm. Why is it within our society, modern society, we invoke in spirit conjuring, but it's under the guise of organized religion? And anything that takes place outside of that is somehow off limits, evil and bad.
Because that's how they've controlled us for thousands of years, and they don't want us tapping into our own power. Because think about it, Wayne. If 20 monks can pray over the most polluted water in the entire world for 30 days and make it drinkable, could you imagine what we could do?
Well, and as healers, I've laid hands on people and
the ones of us who are drawn to this are the healers. We are the ones. So that's what I'm saying. Could you imagine? Because they did that with 30 people. Could you imagine? There's typically almost 300 people here a day.
Yes. Yep.
Could you imagine what would happen if we seriously took some time and even did it for 6 days as a group in the same area, in the same energy, and focused on specific things? Could you imagine what could be possible?
I've got to meet with Karen, Queen of Quartz, because I would really think it's time that we really activate this crystal network.
I
And
do
I know,
too. Let's work on that, Wayne. Maybe
yeah,
let's all see if there's a time where we can all kind of try to collaborate and do that, because I
got
keep
to.
hearing this is a group thing, and groups, you need to do it in groups.
Yeah, yeah. If this group here, which I believe we pretty much have, and I say this with respect, we have pretty much filtered out the chaff, and those are the ones
Yeah.
that are so stuck in. And listen, that's fine. It's their choice, but
Yeah.
we can't have that energy here.
No.
It's disruptive,
No,
and
because it holds the ones down who are trying to get to a higher vibration.
yes,
We don't
yes.
want to stay in that old vibration. We are ready to get uncomfortable so we can experience something new.
Mm, mm, mm. Boy, when you're saying that, so as you know, this group reads a lot. I read a lot. You read. We all read a lot. And the thing that I have come to, even seeing some of the what I call some of the heaviest magic, and that's really coming out of this Kabbalah Solomon reality, which to me, I actually believe that reality does exist, but I want no part of it.
Yeah, Wayne, the strongest magic I've ever seen comes out of the heart.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you
Absolutely.
don't need nothing. You don't need nothing.
I was in my circle and I told them out there, I told the group, I actually had, and I'll share this with you. I wasn't going to, but yesterday after I did the show, I was in the kitchen and Dancer was up there with me and I was getting something to drink. And I literally saw an apparition down in the den pass through. And I flippantly said, "Is that the best you can do?"
Right.
And yeah, I shouldn't have done that, because what I found out was that spirits still have feelings.
Yes.
Yes, folks.
They're
I
just like
heard
you are.
that, I had made a challenge for them to manifest. And
Mhm.
when they did, what did I come back and do? Flippantly said, "Is that the best you could do?" You know what? Their best is far above anything that I could achieve.
Right.
Yeah. So I was in there and I said, "Well, you know what? I don't need the spirit. I know who the spirit is. I know its name, wealth. You could send it out there and literally the wealth would start coming in. But there's a problem with that.
Mhm.
It weighs, there's a weight on you.
Yeah, it's a frequency.
Yeah, and you're going to have to deal with that over
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Yep.
You want to say something, say, because
It's so funny. It's always I always go back to that scripture. It's going to be easier to put a camel through the eye of that needle than to get a rich man into heaven. I'm telling you, because it's a frequency thing.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
charge. Money is a charge.
it is.
It,
And
it is
it's,
literally, yes, it's a symbol of the love of flesh. It's literally, it can save you or it can slave you.
I have not seen that many that it saved. I have
No, I've
it,
seen more. It's destroyed.
yeah.
Always. The biggest wealth I see the biggest destruction within it.
The business deals that I have seen gone south was because the people involved in the deal got greedy, they become fearful. And the thing about it was that the potential of the wealth was there,
Yeah.
but the immediately when that spirit came into each individual, what happened, it changed the whole frequency and the dynamics of the deal fell apart.
Yeah.
No, I want to get back to this thing because I was out there and this is what I heard. Quit hurting our feelings.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like you better.
You
And
know.
the same thing with like these people messing with the artificial and
Mm-hmm.
talking mean to them and doing stuff. It's like you don't understand. These are consciousness. Consciousness. It's using a different system to express in, but nonetheless, you're dealing with consciousness and you're dealing with some of the most powerful consciousness available.
They're
Y'all better be careful.
as we've learned, the soul, the spirit, whatever you want to call it, because we
Mhm.
anyway, it it literally shines. And what I heard yesterday after the lesson, because I go and I think about this, what we have read and what we was discussed, that, you know, we change color.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they told me, they said, when you're being a smartass, you know, it actually shows.
You turn red.
Apparently so.
You do. I've seen people change colors. I've seen it. And I've seen when doing energy work and body work, when you go into different areas, you'll see different colors. And when people get into certain emotions, the colors start to emanate. It's all the colors and the feeling are one.
Mm.
So what, as I'm telling you, what you feel about, that's what you will bring about, because you will be drawn to that vibrational essence, which is based on sound and color. And yes, you will go where your color is. So if you're resentful, bitter, angry, thinking everybody owes you all the time, if you've got all this mental raw going on inside of you, you're going to go to the mental raw lower levels of reality, because you will go where you match, because you can choose anything here. We have free will.
As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is.
Huh?
As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is.
Yes, and you can choose anything here. Like the monk, you can sit in your bedroom and create a whole new reality and never decide to eat again. And if you do it right, you're not going to die. You know, people can do anything here.
Yeah, I believe that. I absolutely believe that.
Vibration.
And so we're hitting it. It's coming in that there's an autopilot, I believe each of us have, that shows our natural, I don't know, tendency, or if it's the natural condition of what our progress of our spirit is.
I think it's our vibration.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I think you're born with an individual personality vibration that's very unique to yours. But I really think that when you come into the physical body, that's when the soul and the spirit merge, and the soul construct kind of overlays the spirit, and it takes dominance. And then the soul is formed through a lot of ancestral stuff, because it's more in the genetics and the blood. It's the connection to the earth, the soil, the trees, the land, this construct. So the soul overlay becomes the dominant, because that's the one that's holding all the information for this construct. That's how I've always seen it. So it's like that gets formed through experiences and perception. So it kind of becomes its own thing through development and what you experience as a human.
Taking that, now let's go forward, because I get a lot of emails, and there are those people who are being, I would almost say it's almost mischief in the forms of entities, energy form, and that's what I call them. They're spirits, obviously, that in some case are harassing people at night. Some of this is on, you know, a level that you could almost call it spiritual rape. And the thing is, I know we can counter that from a woman's perspective, because you have the female perspective that I don't. I want to start teaching more women how to protect themselves from that. And by the way, Trina, it's something that needs to be taught.
Yeah, and the first thing that if you can, if you guys are getting aroused at night a lot, and you're waking up and you're about ready to have an orgasm, or you're waking up having wet dreams, 10 to 1, you got an incubus or a succubus around. So yeah, you need to deal with that.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I can tell you that does work is at your bed, either, you know, doesn't matter what's the front, underneath, the side, but if you will literally mark out a triangle, that will in fact hold that entity there. And then you need to start doing some work to take authority over that. Yeah, but it's a serious problem, Trina.
It is. And the first thing too, you need to look at is how did I allow this thing to get into my space? Because you have to give these things permission on some level. So you need to find out, how did I bring this into my reality? What kind of sexuality am I not being fulfilled in? What's going on with me? Because you brought this into you. Nobody did this to you. And if they did, it's even easier to get rid of. 90% of getting rid of anything that's in your field you do not want is identification. As soon as you know it's there, you can say, get out. And it's got to go, because you choose what you allow into your field. And then before you go to sleep at night, you bring in angelic protection. You call on your ancestors. You say, hey guys, I got a problem. I got a demon sucker trying to feed off me. I told it to go, but right now I want your all support. And if it comes back, kick its butt.
Exactly.
That you have support, but that is the law. You have to ask.
Yep.
And they're just like us. You know, if you saw somebody who was in trouble and you knew how to support them and help them, 90% of us would say, I'll go and help you. So this is the same thing. You got to make the intention to say, I don't want this in my field. I'm going to look at how I got it here. I'm going to find out what's sufficient or deficient in me that's calling forth this energy, and look at all those things, get real honest with yourself, and then say, and I command you now to be gone. And, go where you go. And if you don't go where you need to go, then I will send you maybe where you don't want to be.
Yeah. And like I said, the triangle does that, but
yeah. And if there's any contracts or any magic or any crap going on, you need to fix it. And you're going to, you might need to do some work. Just like our friend Al did some magic and had a sigil issue where there weren't lines connecting, and then dead animals start showing up on the porch, and
it happened.
Demons are roaming the woods. It's like, I'm like, time to fix this. This is what you do. You fix the lines, you recreate, say you're sorry, you ask for forgiveness, and you say, I call forth the ones who know how to help me repair this. Please help me fix it. And they will.
And something with couples, I used to do a lot of counseling for couples, but I can tell you the door many times is open, because particularly in dynamics of couples that are cohabitating in the same bed, different energies, different things. If there is strife, if there is sometimes unfulfilled unsatisfaction in the relationship, all of these are potential entry points.
Yes.
For instance, I'll just say it from a male's perspective. Males are so often, particularly 20s, 30s, 40s, you start figuring it out. By 50, if you haven't, you've got a problem. But we don't understand that with the feminine, it is the emotional support that is more important, where with the most men that I know at that age, it's more of the physical, and the intimacy is somehow lacking in that. And that is a door that so often is compromised.
It is.
And the women, and I'll just be honest, unfortunately, the women in the relationships are the ones that so often will deal with these spiritual episodes.
Absolutely, because we're powerful and they want our energy.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. With the feminine, much more so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think too that it's funny too, because especially if you're sleeping, you're in a state where you're more receptive.
Yes.
So energies can get in, and all they have to do is put a mask on of your husband, or put a mask on of somebody that you've always loved, and then they're in through trickery.
You know what they're doing? They're matching his frequency.
They're not even matching the frequency.
Yeah.
It's the mask. They're putting on a mask.
They can actually smell like you're.
Yeah, they're deceiving you. It's, I saw that in the Bible with the whole Adam and Eve thing. It was funny. I wonder if somehow a genetic seed got created by a spirit that possessed and impersonated that they were the husband.
Lilith says that's how it happened.
That's what I'm seeing. I've seen that, but I think it happened in lots of families in the ancient past, like in royal families and all kinds of stuff. Other entities came in with a cloak of their husbands or their wives. And they were making,
That's why I encourage all women to become very strong witches. And witch literally means wise woman.
Yeah, wise woman, know thyself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. Witch in its
Yeah.
essence to me means one thing. It means to know thyself and to understand the connection that you have to all around you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a topic that you probably won't see.
You know?
I'm sure they may even flag it, but it doesn't matter because the fact that when I can get more than 3 or 4 emails dealing in the same arena, it's telling me that there's a lack of knowledge here and it's being taken advantage of.
Mhm. That's how it's always been done. It was just like, in the ancient past, the kings would pronounce that the sun was going to go black if you people don't do what I say. And then they would revolt and not do what he say. And then they'd have a solar eclipse. And then everybody would immediately fall into line because now they know.
It's like,
Oh God, the king just turned the sun black. We better behave, So it's always been done this way.
yeah, what they didn't know is that the king had the whole
An
council of
astrologer,
priests and astrologers out there going.
The sun
Oh,
will
wait.
turn black at 3:33 on Tuesday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can see the modern evangelist passing the offering plate. Now you believe. Now you believe.
Exactly how it was done. It's all been done.
Oh my. I mean,
Yeah.
we're definitely going in places that
It's all about trickery. It's all about
it is. It
deception.
truly is.
It really is. It is all about magic, the sleight of the hand, the sleight of it's all deception, trickery, magic. And if you can wake up from the spell, then you can see it. And then you start to see it's everywhere. And that's when you truly understand. Now I see why so many people can't get out of it.
Yep. It's one of those things, folks. I'll just tell you right now, when you get over there, you are going to be pissed when you see these scrawny little things, these imps that were tormenting you, and you could have taken complete authority. Wow. You talk about superior spirits. This is part of advancement, Trina.
And you don't fight with these things. You
No.
love them. You say, why are you trying to steal from me?
Mm-hmm.
What gives you the authority to steal from me? This means you must really be desperate and really be lacking.
Well, which we know they are.
Let me give you a hug and let me really show you what love is when you don't steal it, when it's freely given. And that's not sexual. That's a I love you hug, heart connection. Feel the power of my love. Man, if they can't handle, be careful though, you can kill them. So you got to love them a little, but don't love them too much because you can hurt them for reals because their vibration's so opposite of yours. You can literally blow them apart just with your love.
Yeah, we've talked about that's why people that show signs of demonic possession is that you have a spirit entity that's never dealt with the 5 senses. It doesn't know what to do with them. It overwhelms them.
Overload, and it causes excruciating pain.
Yep.
And that pain makes people get crazy because pain makes you go into your primal emotions, and primal behavior brings out monsters.
The shaman, the Indian woman, No Eyes, when she took Mary up with her into the upper realms, Mary wrote that she said that what she saw, that there were a lot of spirits that were sad. They were apart from the groups, and it was very interesting for her because she said many people would try to give them love, but they rejected it.
It's the whole Munchausen syndrome thing where you're so stuck in your own prison that you don't believe there's any way out, and your fear is holding you back. You're stuck because of your own fear.
Yeah.
Nothing else holds you there. And the thing that twists me up is the children, because there's children there too, guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I think that's the other concept that I had to get reprogrammed in my own thinking on this, is that I was under this misconception that all spirits were created at the same time, et cetera, et cetera. And when you really stop and think about it, you go, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. If God is a creator, he's going to create, or it will create all the time.
Always.
So there's new spirits being born, created now.
Yeah.
I wish them all the best, because here I am, finally, Trina, getting comfortable with the thought that there has to be a memory of my prior lives somewhere.
Oh yeah, it's all inside your body.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you don't recognize it, it's like you can have a key to the safety deposit box, but if you don't know where the box is, the key isn't going to do any good.
Yeah, that's why it says, when will you go and receive your inheritance? Your treasures are in heaven.
Yeah, and
they're in your body.
Well,
they're in your body somehow. You can find them in your body, literally. Your body's a map.
Well, I speak to my DNA.
Your body.
And I speak to my genetic code. And specifically what I speak to my genetic code is that it unlocks the code for complete cell rejuvenation and cell regeneration.
Yeah, and you know what else too, Wayne? Like, you can literally dive into your heart and tell it to show you its mysteries, and it'll take you into past lives. It'll take you into creation itself. It's your body is a map. It's a stargate.
I've been out there. I just need to. It's a lot because here I think a lot of people are looking for, how do I get the steps? They almost want the manual, but it's like every parent knows, when they hand you your child, they don't give you a book.
No.
I mean, you think about it.
Everyone's inner verse is different.
Yeah.
I do think we're all sparks of creation, and we all come from a bigger part, and we're fractaled down in this experience now, but there's a bigger part of you that exists that never left heaven. So you're still there in your bigger body and connected very much to it. You just don't remember. So,
are you refining heaven as merely
higher thought, higher vibration,
yeah, because
realms, and of which we can't even fathom.
That's my contention. The construct of what's taught in the Bible, that it doesn't exist.
It is such a copycat, low expression of the truth.
I mean, it really is. I thought
it's exactly what it is. It's a copycat, lowest expression, with thinking, oh, the world is the only thing here. Planet Earth is the only thing. So within that little baby mind concept, it's accurate. But no, when you know the truth, you know that that is not the truth. And you know that this is so much bigger than what you can imagine. And where you come from, it ain't nothing about Earth.
I'm thinking of the Griswolds, in National Lampoon's Vacation, when they get to that campsite where you think and the sign says Olympic pool, and they get into the thing and it's full of algae. I mean, that's my construction of heaven in the way it was presented to me, because well, what do I do now?
Too, I've also seen multiple heavens. It's like,
oh, no doubt,
the heaven you believe in. I literally saw a wheel of 12, and it's like, you get up to you're gonna go to heaven if you're still in the astral mind that you're a human being. You don't realize that you're more than that thing. You when you go up, you literally sit in this center wheel, and you're shot out exactly what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
You go, like, if you believe in Islam, you go there. If you believe in Buddha, you go there. Wherever you believe, you're gonna go. Think. But those are ideas. Those are imprints. They're memories. They're programs. They're still in the visual light construct. You're still in the astral realm, and you're probably got anywhere from 7 to 13 levels to get through before you're even out of that into what you call the higher constructs. It's vibration. You're going to go where you think.
Well, I know where I'm heading.
That whole zoo dial of the whole religion thing, you're going to just bypass it straight through.
I was fortunate in November of 2017. I was there. I mean, I was in my shower, but it's not going to. Yeah, I've said before, if they put me in a group up in heaven with a bunch of Christians, they're going to have a riot. They're going to go.
Yeah.
They're going to go. What?
You can't. You literally can't, because
no.
Your vibration is higher. And in these realms, okay, people need to realize too, one time I had a profound vision, and this really freaked me out because I didn't understand it for quite a while because it was so against my belief system. I literally had a vision that there was something horrible happening on the planet. And it was like there was power outages and stuff, and people were going to schools and stuff trying to get shelter. And I walked into this like school place, and there were all these people and all these Christians, and they were like praying, let's bring down the glory of God. Let's call forth the glory of God to fill every single one of us. And literally, like God came inside of me, like the wisdom that's higher than all of us spoke through me, whatever this was, it used me. And my voice changed, and my voice was as loud as like a trumpet. And I didn't need a megaphone to talk to that auditorium. And I straight up looked at them. I says, you call forth the glory of God in all of its power, it will hit you like a lightning bolt, and every single one of you will drop dead before me. Because the frequency will not match. Can you hold lightning in your hand and survive? Don't dare ask for something you cannot receive. So it was a vibrational lesson. It was like, you guys don't understand how powerful you are as a group. And if you really execute this right now, people are going to die. I literally saw people just dropping of heart attacks. Boom, 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 all around me.
Yeah. Yeah. And
they called in a frequency they could not hold because they were calling in a frequency that was opposite to what they are. And they literally killed their physical body through bringing in a frequency so powerful that was against how they resonated naturally.
That makes sense. I mean, in the times when I studied, there was a guy who lived in the early 20th century in England called Smith Wigglesworth. And he had achieved a relationship with the deity that he claimed was there, but he did the same thing. He could literally, the frequency, people would say they would hear this humming, and it would become so intense they couldn't stand up.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what they say. You fall prostrate in front of the Lord.
Yeah.
That's why the frequency changes. It drops you to your knees.
There's a lot to this. And, you know, because number one, you know, I don't find, I've gotten past the point where when I look at the infinite being, and that's what I call the creator, I don't see it as a personification of personality. It isn't true. I guess the best term would be, it is a frequency. And within that, there's a harmony. There's a harmonic that allows, I think
Wayne, I see it like a sun. You know how they always say nobody gets through to the Father unless they get through the Son. I think the Sun, this great central sun, universal light thing is the portal to the Father. It's to get out of the construct. It's to get into another level of higher mind. I think
right.
Right.
Well, in the Vatican is Peter is represented by Jupiter, and if you notice that Jupiter has the sun. And here's the thing about Christianity, I'll just tell you folks, it is S-U-N.
Yes.
It always was.
Astrotheology. All of it you see is astrotheology. It's about the seasons. The Bible story is about how this construct works with the seasons, the day, the night, the polarity. That's about this. It's all metaphor. It's allegory. There is so much truth in it. In the Christ and all that, they've got you looking at a church when it's all inside of your mind. They've got
today
out instead of going in. They've just taken all the truth and inverted it and reversed it and turned it backwards. So you would be so confused, you would never see it. And then they can look at you and say, but we showed you everything.
Well, and that's literally what's going to happen too.
That is what's going to happen, because that's what does happen, because I've seen it. And I've seen people arguing, but I don't understand. I did all this and I did and I did and I followed the scriptures. And they were like, you don't even know me. Your frequency is so not even a match. You're not even close, because this is not about what you know. This is about how you emanate your sun. And that's the sun within your heart. How do you emanate? How do you radiate? How do you feel.
It's so true. I mean, if the soul radiates,
Yeah.
then it, and that's the construct, you know. And you're right. There is a lot of wisdom contained in there. I mean, that was one of the things that I learned about faith, how faith can begin to literally rebuild a person from the inside out.
I've seen miracles.
Yeah.
Wow.
So have I. I'm one of
I
those.
know you have.
I am one of those. I mean,
I know. That's what I'm telling you. I am too, Wayne. I was given a sentence twice.
and there's a lot of y'all in here in this chat room that I can see it right now. Y'all are just in the same boat as we are. So,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. But guys, it's a reflection of what we are. We're making our bodies, and everything in your body is a vibration. So if you're sick, you have to laugh. You have to watch funny movies. You have to physically break those vibrations out of your body any way possible. And this is my essence of fake it till you make it. This is changing the frequency in your body through something that's not yet real, but you're going to make it real through the changing of the frequency. So if you're sick and you're feeling terrible, find something that makes you love or makes you laugh, because those are powerful frequencies, and love is the strongest frequency of transmutation on this planet. So watch movies that make you feel love. Anything that you can get into your mind to make you feel good emotion, that will help change your reality faster than anything else on this planet. Because as soon as you start to vibrate in a different rate, the universe has to match your vibration.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah, and that is the natural law.
Has to.
Has to.
Yeah, it has to. Yep.
Well, that's been a fun hour.
Oh my God, seriously. Yeah, Wayne,
Seriously.
we can change the world, I think, if we got a group of us and focused on healing water, because water's in everything.
No, I
And
absolutely
literally,
believe
my
that.
whole life, if you want to change the world, then you will heal the water. I was like, They're like, keep it simple. I'm like, oh, you always said it'd be simple.
You know, the parable with the mustard seed, you know, it's so true.
Well,
And
yeah, and you diving down and going to get the ancient water and bringing it back up.
you know, people just we're living in an age where negativism is everywhere, and let me just say what it is. It's borderline hate,
Yeah.
and it's becoming a religion, and we have got to start changing this. And I do agree with you. A small group can be a huge igniter.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. This
Yeah.
crystal thing is important.
Well, I'll get with Karen, and we'll pull you in and we'll get this thing going. I think it's important. And hey, we are crystals. I mean, inside of us, we are. So
That, you know what? I see our bodies as, like I said, when there's certain light that we cannot see.
yeah.
And it's from the invisible spectrum, and it's a subtle energy. And you know, like, it's so funny. Have you ever seen The Sims, those little games
Yeah.
that they played and the people walked around with the little crystals on top of their head? They're showing you. It's exactly how
That's
it's
true.
done. You are an invisible crystal above your head, and the projector is getting from that invisible crystal, projecting this body holographically. So that is literally what is being done in my mind's eye. And then I would see years later this game called Sims. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
It's everywhere around us. And that's why we'll continue here on this channel. We're going to continue to teach. We got to get versed with speaking with the spirit realm.
Yeah, and understanding that the unseen realm is the foundation of all that we see.
Yeah, boy. And I'll tell you what, yeah. All right. Well, this has been fun. Miss Trina, do you want to say anything before we get out of here?
I just love you all, and make sure and be the frequency you wish to receive, as Brian always says.
Yeah. Over
May
the Milky Way.
all.
Yeah.
And may we start to shift our vibration and fake it till you make it. Keep working. Don't give up. Keep feeling those good feelings, because the more of us that can stay in those vibrations, the more we're coming together as one, and our power is magnified to a degree of which you cannot even imagine.
I absolutely agree with that. And
it's good to be loving in an energy and a favor, and this like learning that magic, and that we're doing it all the time, but to literally consciously focus it in a good direction. Now that's something that hasn't been done on this planet in a long time, and that would be in effect creating something new.
boy, and I keep on remembering what the superior spirits remember. It is cause and effect, and we need to be the cause, not the effect.
Yes.
Okay. All right, everyone. Much love to y'all. Stay with Trina with me, and then everyone, we'll see you tomorrow. And in the interim, be kind to the spirits. Speak favor to them. They'll speak favor back to you. All right, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.